Hi, Mum.
Hello, love. How'd it go?
Yeah, it was okay. It's as we thought. The camera test and the biopsy have confirmed I've got celiac disease.
Okay. What does that mean?
It's intolerance to gluten.
Gluten? And what's gluten again?
I'm not sure, but they're going to refer me to a dietitian who's going to help me.
So this celiac disease, it is treatable, yes?
Well, it'll never go away, but my symptoms should get better quite quickly, and in time I will recover fully as long as I stick to the diet for life. I'm going to need to do some shopping. Will you come with me?
Yeah, of course I will. I tell you what, I'll meet you at yours and see what you've got in that's okay for you to eat.
Okay, that's great. Thanks, Mum. They've given me some leaflets, so I'll have a little look at them on the bus, okay? And I'll see you later.
Okay, see you later. Bye.
Bye, Mum. Bye.
Being diagnosed with celiac disease creates lots of questions. This educational video is designed to answer some of the most common questions about celiac disease and give you the information you need to start the treatment for celiac disease, which is a gluten-free diet. When you have celiac disease, your immune system is reacting to gluten. This is known as an autoimmune disease. Gluten is a protein found in the grains wheat, barley and rye. When someone with celiac disease eats gluten, their immune system reacts and the lining of the gut becomes damaged. The gut is lined with finger-like structures called villi. These help your body to absorb the goodness from food. For people who have celiac disease, eating gluten causes these important villi to become damaged and flattened. This is why the body does not absorb all of the goodness from the food we eat and causes the symptoms experienced before diagnosis. Symptoms will vary, but can include bloating, tummy pain, diarrhea, tiredness, mouth ulcers, weight loss and anemia, among others. Once gluten is removed from the diet, you should start to feel much better, usually within weeks, and over time the gut should recover. It's important to continue following the diet even when the gut is healthy, otherwise the damage will happen again, symptoms will return, and long-term health may be affected. Even if you don't have symptoms linked to your celiac disease, you will be at risk of developing long-term health problems if you continue to eat gluten. These long-term health problems include developing brittle bones, a condition known as osteoporosis, lactose intolerance, unexplained infertility in women, lymphoma, and small bowel cancer. However, be reassured that once someone with celiac disease has been following the gluten-free diet for 3 to 5 years, their risk of developing these specific types of cancers is no greater than that of the general population, which is very low. Celiac disease is common and affects 1 in 100 people. If a first-degree family member, such as your mum, dad, sister or brother has the condition, then the chances of having it increase to 1 in 10. You may wish to discuss with your GP getting family members screened for the disease. This would be a simple blood test. When someone suspects they have celiac disease, they must continue to eat gluten to ensure an accurate diagnosis.
The leaflet says that allergens must be included in the ingredients list, either in bold lettering or underlined, so we'll be able to see which foods are gluten-free.
Well, that's good news. I don't think this is going to be as hard as you thought, love.
No, let's have a look at that pasta. Ah, look. The wheat's in bold, so that contains wheat, so that's not gluten-free.
Right.
And this rice doesn't have anything in bold or underlined, so plain rice is okay.
Yeah, but that's plain rice. I mean, what about flavoured rice?
The leaflet says that when gluten-free foods have added flavourings, spices, or are processed, they're not always gluten-free, so I need to check. Should we go to the supermarket now? I am feeling a bit hungry, and I'm keen to find out what's available.
As soon as I've finished my tea.
Okay. So all these foods are gluten-free, Mum, that's good to know.
Well, it's a great start. I mean, there's plenty here to make a meal from.
Yeah.
Now listen, as I understand it, anything made with wheat flour, rye and barley you have to avoid.
Yeah, I've got to stay away from pasta, bread, pastries, cakes, biscuits, pizza and other breaded food items. I'm beginning to understand where gluten is and isn't found, but I need to be careful because it's a hidden ingredient in lots of processed foods.
That's all right, we just need to read the labels.
Yeah, and I need to find the free from section because they do a lot of foods, especially for people with allergies and food intolerances like me. Oh, look, here it is.
Oh, look at this. There's alternatives for most of the things you can't eat.
Yeah, look, gluten-free pasta, gluten-free flour, gluten-free biscuits, gluten-free cereals, gluten-free pizza bases, and gluten-free bread. This is great.
Let's buy a load of different products, different brands, then we can see what's nice, and I can keep some in the house for when you come round.
It's more range than I expected. There's gluten-free brands of stock, gravy granules, soy sauce, and ready-made sauces. This is going to be okay. I could do with a pasta sauce to keep in the cupboard for a quick tea. Let's have a look. Oh, this one's no good.
This one looks okay. Will you check?
Oh yeah, that looks good. There's no bold or underlined ingredients stating wheat, rye or barley. Yeah, it's good.
Okay, then we'll take this one and go home and start tasting.
Okay. Thanks for today, Mum, and helping me cook tea for everyone. I feel like I've learnt loads, and I can make this change, but I've still got loads of questions.
Well, we all want to support you, love. And it's going to get easier. The more you learn, and as you discover what foods and what brands you can eat. And that leaflet's talking about joining Coeliac UK. Why don't you have a look at the Coeliac UK website after dinner? Oh, smells lovely.
The kids love spag bol, and knowing that the only thing I got to do different tonight is cook 2 different types of pasta is a relief.
Why don't you just buy gluten-free pasta for everyone? That'll be even easier. Now, this wine, is it for me to have another glass, or shall I put some in there?
Well, I would usually add a splash, but I wonder if wine's gluten-free.
No?
Let me have a look at that leaflet the hospital gave me. See if it says anything. Okay, so it says, it depends on what the alcohol is made from and whether it's brewed or distilled. Wine and cider are fine as they're made from gluten-free products, but beer contains gluten because it's made from barley and is brewed. Whiskey is also made from grains but is okay because it's distilled. The distillation process means there is no gluten left in the end product.
Right then, splash goes in. Okay, and I'll just give this pasta a stir.
Oh, hang on a minute, Mum. I'm not sure that you should be using the same spoon to stir both. Let me look in this leaflet, because I'm sure I read something. Ah, yeah. It says here, to avoid contamination at home, use different utensils and chopping boards, and also to be careful with shared foods such as butter, jams and marmalades. There can also be cross-contamination from kitchen equipment like toasters. So it looks like I'll have to use the grill pan for my toast.
Why don't you use those little toaster pocket bags? You know, like I use for my toasted sandwiches?
Yeah.
That way it'd keep your gluten-free bread away from the breadcrumbs in a toaster.
Yeah, it's a great idea. Oh, I was right about this butter, look. I'm going to have my own butter.
Oh, surely I'm going to be that strict. I mean, it's only a few crumbs.
No, Mum, the consultant made it very clear that even the smallest amount every day could mean that I still keep feeling this poorly and my gut won't heal.
That's fair enough. I mean, we all want you to get better and start to feel healthy.
I'm a bit worried about going to Jenny's at the weekend. I don't want to make a fuss or be difficult for my friends. What do you think I should do, Mum?
Well, Jenny knows you haven't been well. So why don't you give her a ring and tell her what's going on? Ask her what it is she's cooking, and if it's something that you can't eat, you can take your own. It's as easy as that. And at least it's better to warn her in advance than to turn up.
Yeah. Perhaps I'll give her a call after I've looked at the Coeliac UK website, and maybe she'd want to have a look too.
Good idea.
Okay, so let's have a look at this website, Coeliac UK. Okay, so it's a charity working for people like me, providing help and support for those living with celiac disease, plus campaigning for and supporting research into the condition. They have a helpline and have lots of trained staff with knowledge in different areas relating to celiac disease. And as a member, there's access to even more information. I'm going to join now. This is amazing. There's information on what celiac disease is and advice on living with it. Oh, that's brilliant. An app for smartphones or tablets to identify which foods are gluten-free, which will make things easier. There's a section on eating out. That'll be useful for my birthday meal next month. Oh, that's good. The eating out guide is on the app too. They've even got advice on gluten-free school meals for children. A page on holidays and travel too. I hadn't even thought about that. And there is a local Coeliac UK group. Meeting other people would be really useful. Looks like this website will be my first place to go for advice and ideas. Handy for my friends and family too.
People with celiac disease who are registered with a GP in Wales are entitled to gluten-free foods on prescription. These foods are an important part of supporting people diagnosed with celiac disease to follow a healthy, well-balanced diet, reducing the risk of any long-term complications. The All Wales Guide to Prescribing Gluten-Free Products sets out a unit system of recommended normal amounts based on age, gender and activity levels. Each prescribable gluten-free product also has a unit value. There is no standard prescription. Patients are encouraged to choose a variety of products that suit their tastes and lifestyle in order to support them in staying on a gluten-free diet for life. Prescriptions can change to suit patients' needs throughout life, or even if your tastes change and you would prefer a different brand. Your dietitian can help you to work out how many units you should be having and give you an idea of which products you might prefer. When you are first diagnosed, many companies will provide free samples for you to try to help you to decide. So, let's summarise what you have learned. You have been diagnosed with celiac disease. Removing gluten from the diet for life is the only treatment for celiac disease. Gluten is found in wheat, rye and barley. Food labels in the UK include information to tell you if these grains are found in the food. Foods that are naturally gluten-free include fruit, vegetables, eggs, dairy, meat, fish, gluten-free oats and rice. It's important to completely remove gluten from the diet. Even at home, you need to be careful of contaminating your gluten-free meal. Coeliac UK supports people with celiac disease. They have a phone helpline and a website. You can become a member to access more information. Gluten-free products are available on prescription and help to ensure variety and a balanced diet. And the long-term health risks associated with celiac disease are reduced by following a gluten-free diet. Now that you have learnt about celiac disease and how to manage your condition, the first steps are to start removing gluten from your diet, explore Coeliac UK to use the information and support they can provide, and importantly, make an appointment to see your dietitian. Registered dietitians are expert in diet and nutrition and can provide advice and long-term support to make the journey from your previous diet to a healthy gluten-free diet. Your dietitian will be able to give you more personal and specific advice if you have already started a gluten-free diet, so you'll get more from the appointment if you have made a start. You may want to share this video with your family and friends to help them learn about your condition and so they can fully support you. To make your appointment, or if you have any queries, please call the telephone number displayed.
you.